Here I've got the 550 Canon 550D, and this camera is probably my second camera. I had the 500D first, and the reason I bought this camera is it's a good camera for when I got it, which is about 7 years ago, and it offers you most of what you need in terms of shooting. So it's a light camera without the battery grip on, that would be. So this is a battery grip I've got on. You can watch a separate video of that, how I fitted it on. But I like this 550D. I still shoot with it now, even though I've got the 5D Mark II. One of the main factors for it is it's a crop sensor body. What that means is it gives you a crop sensor, smaller sensor compared to the 5D. Any lens you put on there, it increases the distance, the focal length. So now I've got the 70 to 200 on this. It's giving me more length than it would do in the 5D Mark II. So when I'm doing fashion catwalks, I tend to mount the 70 to 200 on this camera and use it because it gives me that option here for portrait, and I can just switch it for landscape. And that makes a big difference when you're doing a lot of shoots in fashion, especially on catwalks. So I'll stick a mount on it, tripod or even a monopod, and you can easily switch between it. I could get a similar grip for the 5D Mark II and do it with that camera, but this body is smaller, and because I've been shooting with it for longer, I'm more comfortable using it. It may be the case that because I'm shooting with outdated equipment, you could say, because the 550D is probably 7-8 years old, probably older, but it still gives me the right quality of image that I get. It's my secondary camera because my 5D Mark II is my first essential piece of kit, so it acts as a backup. So if I ever have any issues, which I've never had with the 5D Mark II, then I can easily pull this out. And it's 5.5 frames per second, I think. There's full specs about it which you can look up online, or I'll give you a description in the box below to explain that. Most of the time my 50 1.4 is mounted on this camera, and I also use a vintage lens which I also put on this camera. So if I get that you can see, it's a 28mm. If I find a little, there you go, and that also works well on this camera because I can easily do video work with this. If I give you an idea of it without the battery grip on, it's like basically a toy camera in terms of the size. So if I get rid of the, look at that, it's really tiny, isn't it? And it looks like a bit of a toy, but for how long I've had it and how much I trust it, I wouldn't swap it for the world. And I'm going to keep this one. I sold my first camera, which is the 500D, and I regretted it. It also came with a battery grip. I'll put a picture of that up here somewhere so you can see. So with this camera, it's got a special feature. So if I catch this, what I do is, see that magnetic? So now, oh, wrong way around. You want to get close up of that? It's got a magnetic. That's basically me shooting video with it, and it gives you an extended view of the LCD. And for video work, that's quite a good little setup. You can get a rig for it and everything just to make it extra, but that just clips off, and it's a little magnetic casing that you've got there, which adds like a little cleaner, please, just to clean the screen because it's a bloody filthy. The blue cloth down there, mate. Blue cloth on the floor, mate. Okay, no, that's fine. That's a bit more cleaner now. So there you go, 550D, and why I've got it. Excellent grip with the 2 batteries, extends your life. I've got most of the features I need. You can do video work with it. You can take great pictures with it. It's a light form factor, and the best thing, if you want to pick up one, they're fairly cheap online now. You can pick up for 200 quid maybe, and it's basically your gateway into DSLR photography and videography. It gets you into it. So that's your review there. Boom.